Hey there everyone, Benji here, and I've got another update for you as we lead up to the Colorado River Basin Landscape Leader Retreat. It's coming up in 9 days. If you are an empath and you feel that I have a bit of anxiety, it's because when I left the yurt, when I walked out, I got dive bombed by a huge fly. But it's also because I'm planning a retreat. And so the updates today, a couple things. I want to express my enormous gratitude to a team that's formed around food, lodging, and fun. Making sure people are comfortable, making sure that they're fed while they're here. And if we're not having fun, we're effing up. Thank you for that one, Chris Casillas. There's a lot of wisdom in that. So thank you, Elizabeth, Marta, Marissa, dearly, making me feel really good about how this is unfolding. And then in addition to that, I'm thinking about the concepts, the learning, the objectives, the outcomes we're looking for. We are a group of people coming from across the Colorado River Basin, about 10 of us. And it's really important that we connect deeply, that we get to know each other, that we have some fun together. Like I mentioned before, we create some things together. Because the thing that we're talking about doing, exploring and carrying a bioregional learning strategy for the entire Colorado River Basin, requires that we have a deep capacity to work together and have formed quite a lot of trust. And so one of the big objectives is that connection between us, between this particular group of people. And then, learning, bioregional learning. What do we mean by that? How can we share an understanding of that such that we are capable of developing strategy? So what does a bioregional learning ecosystem look like? What does a bioregional learning center do? And very valuably, Joe Brewer recently has published a video on the story of the Territorial Foundation in Barichara, Colombia. And there's just so much that we can learn from their experience. They have found how critical it is to have an entity that is organic, that is in the community in some sense, that is working to care for the relationships of people, of members in the foundation and people of the community, as well as holding the integrity of an emerging strategic vision for the entire territory. This is tough stuff. This is people stuff. This is human stuff. And this is what's allowed them to do something as complex as earnestly say they're forming a bioregional learning ecosystem. And so what can we learn from them in the Colorado River Basin? And then in addition to that, we have this amazing relationship forming with Regenesis, and we get to learn from their 30 plus years of work in regenerative community development and their discovery process called Story of Place. And so how does that factor into all of this? Will be really interesting to explore. And we have 10 landscape leaders. And so I don't want to create this agenda assuming that I can do better than 10 landscape leaders. I'm trying to create a proposal. I'm trying to hold closely and make very clearly our learning objectives and priorities. And I'd like to create space for this to be an adaptive process, to some extent an improvisational process along the way. So these are some of the things I'm juggling right now. Thinking about, would love input if you've got it. If you've got some insights, inspirations, let me know. Thanks for watching. Thank you for supporting. This thing is 9 days away. Let's do this. This is a all humanity on deck moment.